Hi friends, Dr. Wagner checking in after the grading of the emotional health module. It's usually a lot of people's favorites for obvious reasons. It's my favorite simply because I think you all needed to take the break, and I really appreciate the things that you share with me about how you chose to take care of yourself. Um, so I think that it's a good module to have at that time, and I also think it's nice to just have the opportunity to do something without necessarily needing to talk about it. And every now and then a student will say, oh, it's so nice to get 20 points for nothing. It's like, I don't really think that's what most of you did. Granted, if that's what you needed to do and that's what you did, no judgment from me here, because you have to take care of you however that is necessary given everything that's going on today in the world and in our lives. Um, and then now we're going to move on to the spiritual health module, which does get just a little bit heavier. This one usually comes in a little bit slower, which I think is appropriate because it takes a little bit more time just to connect with, what it is that we have going on in our lives, and how exactly we might want to fulfill the requirements for the assignments, right? Spiritual health is one of those things that often folks confuse with religion. For some of us, religion is the way in which we activate our spiritual connection to the universe, or however you want to talk about it, but it doesn't have to be that way. And then just so I'm always encouraging you to take care of yourselves during these assignments and in this class, as well as just in the world and in your life. This module would be no exception. So when you get to the assignment, for some folks it might be a little heavy, and so take care with yourself. If it's not something that you can do, there are alternative ways that you could go about the assignment. I've heard all of the different sides of why using an assignment like this at all is appropriate or not, or using it in a class like this is appropriate or not. I do, because it's still there, right, fall on the side of feeling like the assignment is appropriate. It's not meant to trigger hugely negative responses in folks, though, because I keep trying to say to each of you when I'm grading that this class is about you and the things that you learn and the ways in which you're able to activate the things that you might learn in the way that you navigate your world moving forward. And so, again, if it's too much of a trigger, then don't do it that way. Just reach out for the alternative assignment, and I'll happily give that to you. I'm not sure that about the word count either. I just was reading that. I'm not really a word counter, so I don't necessarily want you to be keeping track of the number of words. If you said what you needed to say, then that's good enough for me. And do it however you want. So sometime in the future or today. The alternative assignment, which I would give you, I'll give you when if you ask for it, is really just a reimagining of this version of the assignment, and it's more of that letter to your current self from your future self, or from your future self to your current self. I don't know. I have to actually look at it, which is why I'm not talking about it now. But in any case, in general, the assignment is seen to sort of just take stock of where we are and where we're going, and, to think a little bit more intentionally about the choices that we're making and the paths that we're on. And health education specialists are invested in people having intentions that help guide our life choices and our decisions, right? And hoping that our intentions, and that's part of the work that I do, helping people's intentions have as much of the appropriate knowledge and attitudes and skills and ability to get to those places, right? Intentions don't always lead to behavior, but think about the number of times you've had to say, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to whatever, right? I was just telling my class, I didn't mean to eat as much Halloween candy on Saturday as I did, but it happened, right? So the intention and the behavior were not really very connected. But when we have intentions, they do tend to lead us to those behaviors that we're intending. Setting ourselves up for success, I like to say, or setting others up for success rather than failure. So In any case, all right, so I'm going to leave you at it then. I hope you had a good sort of break from our course and are ready to finish out the semester strong. We only have a few modules left because the end of the semester is right around the corner, right? So after spiritual, we'll take a little dip into intellectual, and then occupational and financial are connected. And then you'll notice that you're going to do your stress assessment again, just so you can kind of see where you are now versus where you were, right? And then depending on whether you're taking this at the undergraduate or graduate level, you're going to, your end of the semester work will be focused on how you're going to take anything that you might have learned, be that, oh my gosh, I love journaling, or I hate a paper planner, or whatever it is, and help you move forward for the rest of your career with us here at Kent State, and or the rest of your healthy life is ultimately my goal. So keep showing up as authentic. I appreciate those of you that are like, I'm still not into journaling, right? Because that is what it is. This is not a class to try to get you to journal. It's a class to try to help you find ways that you can manage and navigate your stress. All right, and we're all still working on that. Sometimes I joke that am I supposed to be teaching the class, yet alone the person that wrote it? How am I doing managing my stress, right? But I'm not looking for some expert level of stress management, because I'm finding the older I get that right around the corner is something that I maybe have not anticipated. And so I'm constantly having to renegotiate how I'm doing things, how I'm navigating, how I'm managing the different demands that are going on. So in any case, all right, that's all for me. I hope you're having a good week despite the weather. Hope you had a safe Halloween, and I will talk to you again soon. All right, bye, Flashes.